The episode opens up in a Gotham City park filled with civilians. Everyone seems to be enjoying a sunny day with their friends and family when Dr. Victor Freeze, also known as Mr. Freeze, attacks them. He begins by shooting at people and freezing them. When a boomerang hits him over the head, Dr. Victor realizes that Batman has arrived. However, to his surprise, he discovers that it is Robin who lands on his helmet and manages to crack it. Dr. Victor claims that he is disappointed that Batman sent a young boy to take him down. He then fires up his gun again and prepares to shoot, but realizes that someone is behind him. As he turns around, he finds Batman over him. At the same time in Star City, Icicle Jr. begins attacking civilians as well when he is stopped by Green Arrow and his sidekick, Roy Harper, who is also known as Speedy. They begin shooting arrows at Jr., who continues to attack them with icicles. Roy tells Green Arrow that he thinks these attacks are a distraction. When he finally knocks Jr. down, he reminds them that they need to go since today is the day. Meanwhile, Aqualad and King Orin find themselves in a similar situation as they fight against another villain. When the king asks the young superhero if he is excited, he responds by saying that he is, since today is the day. On the other hand, Flash and Wally West, who is also known as Kid Flash, tackle Captain Cold. When Flash begins talking with the villain, Wally becomes impatient, claiming that today is the day. In Washington, D.C., both the Justice League and Young Justice superheroes stand in front of the Hall of Justice, the headquarters of the Justice League. Once people notice them, excitement begins to build as the superheroes have never been seen with their sidekicks before. Not long after that, the young superheroes are welcomed inside the quarters by John. While they make themselves at home, Batman takes the rest of the League to the side and tells them that 3 ice villains attacking on the same day is not normal. Roy interrupts their conversation, claiming that they were promised a real tour. When he notices his friends' confused faces, he reveals that the Justice League has another secret headquarters in space, called the Watchtower. King Orin tries to reason with him by telling him that they have been granted a pass that few others get, but he refuses to back down. He then turns to the others and asks them if they are satisfied with only getting access. When none of the Young Justice speak up, he becomes angrier and leaves the headquarters feeling frustrated. As soon as he leaves, Superman appears on the screen and tells the League that there has been an explosion at Project Cadmus. Before anyone can get to Cadmus, Zatara appears on the screen next to Superman and reports that the Sorcerer of Wotan is using the Amulet of Atan to blot out the sun. He requests the League's assistance just as Batman turns to Superman and asks him what threat they need to attend to first. Superman assures them that the fire at Cadmus is small and that the police have it under control. Batman announces that Cadmus can wait and tells the other League members that they need to meet Zatara at the location he shared. As they are leaving, the Young Justice superheroes insist on assisting them. However, they are told that they are not ready for a real mission. Once the League leaves, the Young Justice superheroes realize that they are going to continue being treated like sidekicks. At this point, Robin suggests that they should go to Cadmus. When Aqualad points out that they don't know what Cadmus is, Robin claims that he can hack the Justice League's system. Sometime later, he manages to hack into the system and finds that Cadmus is a genetic research lab. He tells Kid Flash and Aqualad that they should investigate the fire since Batman is suspicious about it. Although Aqualad is skeptical, he agrees after he realizes that both Robin and Kid Flash are going whether he chooses to join them or not. At Cadmus, 2 scientists call out to the firefighters and ask them to help. Before the firefighters can get them out of the building, an explosion behind them blows them out of the window. Just as they are about to plummet to the ground, Kid Flash runs towards them and gets them to safety. Behind him, Robin and Aqualad arrive at the scene as well. Aqualad tells Robin that they need to come up with a better plan, but when he turns around, he finds that Robin has managed to reach inside the lab. Knowing that he is on his own, Aqualad uses his powers to get the scientists off the roof where Kid Flash had left them. Once he enters the lab, he discovers that Robin is already hacking through the system to find answers. While he is busy with that, Aqualad decides to check out the rest of the building. This is when he sees someone getting into an elevator and leaving before he can make out who he is. He alerts his friends that someone is in the building. Robin finds this strange and tells his friends that all elevators have been locked down. He tries to find out where the elevator is going, but ends up discovering that it is a high-speed express elevator. He explains that this is strange since the lab is only 2 stories long and does not need an express elevator. Suspicious, Aqualad forcefully opens the elevator's door, only to discover that there are multiple stories below the surface. Robin immediately jumps into the elevator shaft with the others quickly following after him. He bypasses the security that allows Aqualad to open the elevator's doors. The 3 of them find themselves in a large facility filled with state-of-the-art equipment. Kid Flash runs ahead of the others, intending to take a quick look around the facility. However, he is knocked back by strange, animal-like creatures. As they move past the young superheroes, they are left in shock since they know that something is not right. At the other end of the facility, Dr. Desmond, a genetic scientist who is working on a secret project, is interrupted by a man known as the Guardian. Annoyed, Dr. Desmond tells him that he should have a good reason to interrupt his work. Guardian reports that his creation known as the genome has detected intruders in the facility. The scientist tells him that he has not missed any breach alerts, and that Cadmus is one of the most secure facilities around. Guardian asks Dr. Desmond if he should leave his genome behind, but is told that the creature's telepathic ability to communicate will help him in the field. With that, he goes back to his work while Guardian heads out to check the facility again. Meanwhile, the 3 superheroes manage to hack their way into another room. To their surprise, they discover small creatures in glass tubes generating electricity. Robin explains that this is how they must have kept the lab undetected, since they are generating their own electricity. He then turns towards a computer in the room and begins to hack into it to find an explanation. As soon as he finds more information, he tells Aqualad and Kid Flash that the creatures are known as genomorphs that have super strength, telepathic abilities, and razor claws, claiming that they are living weapons. Kid Flash realizes that whoever created the facility is engineering an army for someone. At this point, Robin finds more information and tells the others that there is a secret project known as Project KR, but since he can't access the files, there is not much that he can find out. Suddenly, Guardian appears behind them with genomorphs. Before he can attack them, he stops and realizes that he recognizes the Young Justice team. Aqualad recognizes him as well and tells the others that he is a hero. Then, Guardian tells them that they can call the Justice League and resolve their misunderstanding. However, Aqualad reminds him that the League will not approve of him helping with the creation of an army. Guardian appears confused for a second, but as soon as the genomorph's eyes begin to glow, something snaps inside his brain, and he orders the small creatures to attack them. Robin uses a smoke bomb to get away from the fight. He rushes towards the doors and begins the hacking protocol. By the time Kid Flash and Aqualad join him at the doors, an alarm begins blaring through the building. At the same time, they notice the genomorphs chasing after them. Just as they are about to reach the superheroes, Robin manages to get the elevator doors to open up, and the 3 of them get inside just in time. As the elevator begins to move, Kid Flash notices that they are descending and reminds Robin that they need to head up to leave the facility. However, he claims that Project Car is based several levels below them. Aqualad tells them that they no longer have control of the situation and should contact the League, but before anyone can respond, the elevator stops and they once again find themselves on an entirely different floor. Kid Flash tells Aqualad that they are already there, so they might as well take a closer look. Just as they get off, another genome spots them and begins attacking them. Kid Flash notices a scientist coming out of a room with the door labeled as Project Car. He rushes past her and jams the door until all three of them are inside. Aqualad kicks the door closed and claims that they are now trapped. Robin immediately busies himself with hacking through the systems, while Kid Flash and Aqualad start looking around. This is when Kid Flash points towards a container behind them and turns on the lights. This time, they discover Superman's clone inside the container. Robin realizes that KR stands for Kryptonian. He turns towards the computer and reads that the clone was created in 16 weeks using Superman's DNA. Reality begins to crash onto the young superheroes when they realize that a genetic scientist has created a powerful weapon using Superman's DNA, which could mean that they won't be able to get rid of it easily. Kid Flash tells the others that they are creating a slave out of what is basically Superman's son. Aqualad decides that it is time for them to contact the League. Meanwhile, Dr. Desmond arrives outside the lab and tells Guardian that they can't let the Young Justice superheroes leave. Although Guardian tells him that this is not a good idea, he still goes ahead and orders the genomes to telepathically contact KR. Inside the lab, Kid Flash claims that it feels wrong to keep KR locked inside. Aqualad agrees and asks Robin to release him from the container. As soon as it opens up, KR jumps out at Aqualad and knocks him down. Kid Flash and Robin try to hold him back, but he is too powerful and easily manages to overpower them. It does not take him long to knock each of the heroes down and break through the lab's doors, letting Dr. Desmond inside. With the Young Justice knocked out and the Justice League nowhere close to help, their fate remains a mystery. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos, and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.